Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to Raptor Customs. In this series it's all about our hardcore off-roader Suzuki Jimny that we built. It needs some TLC, so we're going to fix it up and then we're going to take it off-roading with my nutty friends. Oh yes, this series is going to be fun. Thanks for watching, please click subscribe and I hope you enjoy. Hi, I'm Dudley from Raptor and this is Susie Dent. No, not that one. This is a Suzuki Jimny I built for my wife during lockdown. It needs a bit of TLC, so we're going to do some of that and then we're going to go and have some fun off-roading. Stay tuned to join in the fun.
Welcome to Raptor Customs. Today you'll see how we've transformed this Suzuki Jimny 2005 into the ultimate off-road machine. With a total 6-inch lift, reinforced chassis, heavy-duty rock sliders, custom bumpers and winch, this Jimny is ready for any adventure. We've also raised the air filter for water protection, installed manual hub locks for reliable 4-wheel drive, and reinforced key components for durability. Say goodbye to rust issues with our refabricated body mounts. This Jimny is not just rugged, it's unstoppable.
Jiminy, Jim Jaroo, you're in the workshop, I have a new engine for you. Oh, hello, who's this?
Hello, Spur.
Who's this attached to this beard? It's my good old friend.
Mikey.
Mike Archer, beautiful, look at that. Only I get the privilege of feeling this. Wow,
only.
that is, yeah, we are here, we're about to replace the engine in the Jimny. This is Susie Dent, an off-roader I built for my wife during lockdown. I built me a drift car, so, you know, I got a bit carried away, but it was good fun, it was good fun. But unfortunately, last time we're out in it, we got some water in the engine oil from the muddy puddles, not through the air intake. We think rats have possibly chewed some breathers and perhaps some water got in there because it has actually got a sealed snorkel and extended breathers, but it looks like it didn't work. So, uh-oh. It's been off the road for over a year. Needs a bit of a revamp. It's got lots of mods on it, lots of potential and lots of fun when it works, so let's get it working again. There we are, bonnet up, what do you reckon? Look at that.
Done already, that was quick, wasn't it?
It's a Doc 16 valve. 1.3 litres of pure power when you nail it.
Pleasure, pure pleasure.
I have actually pressure washed all in the engine bay, all underneath. So this is clean, believe it or not. What do you reckon? Is that clean as far as your standards?
Too bad.
For an off-roader, yeah? Yeah, I've got to check all the breathers like this. But I'm sure I saw some of that yellow pipe chewed somewhere. Well, there's a breather there. I don't know where that one goes down. That one could be chewed, I suppose. Where did I see it? So these are the breathers we've added. Ah, there we are. Look! That is chewed. Can only presume some more of it's chewed elsewhere. Yeah. How's it looking? We did drain it and actually refill it, but it's smoking and idling high and barely starts and like sort of trying to run off its own oil a bit now, so I can only presume it's scraped the hell out the bores and cream cracked it at just 60,000 miles or whatever it's done. Where is it? 68,000. What a shame, eh? Fully serviced engine it was. Oh well, what do you reckon? 5 minutes work? 6?
With a tea
4?
break, I think.
With a tea break. 5 minutes with a tea break, we'll have this engine changed. See that thing there? That goes doop, doop, like that does. I've seen it work before. Sometimes, Michael, I think you're just being silly.
Most of the time. Not sometimes, most of the time. Not all the time.
Alright, let's do it. I think the flood water stayed in the exhaust for some time. Nice. Because that's an uprated one, or higher amperage one. I nicked off a Vauxhall, and that one's missing. Need the exhaust manifold and cat. I think. So I'll nick the clutch off this one because it's new. It's also full of a field though, so yeah. Oh, it's the car having a wee. What's that noise? Okay. Play a game of spot the difference. I got it. That one's an engine. That one's Mike Archer with a torch on his head. Play a game of spot the difference. Swap everything over that's different and get it back in this hole. Will we be done for dinner time? Well, I'm hungry now, so probably not. So as you can see, we've put our additional breathers coming from the transfer box and the gearbox and the front diff all the way up to the top of the snorkel. But we haven't actually managed to find any chewed through breathers on the old engine. We have not found any damaged or chewed through breathers, so therefore I don't know how the engine oil sump managed to fill up full of muddy water, which in turn damaged the cylinder bores. It's a bit concerning. I don't want it to happen again in some deep water, because you can get stuck in deep water when you're mud plugging. Yeah, I don't know really. You got any ideas, Archive?
Just try it.
Just try it, see if it happens
Just
again. Send it, bend it and mend it.
Yeah. Take it out and do
I will be annoyed if it happens again, but yeah, I was hoping to find something and then we can prevent it. I'm not sure what's going on. So we've gained a fairly new water pump with our new engine. That's nice, isn't it? Uprated alternator from the old engine swapped over. Although it was sat so long, it was sort of stuck seized, but seems okay now. Oh, well that's a bit watery, isn't it? Okay, it's mostly oil. A bit scary at first though, isn't it? Not the best, is it? Bit of an oil flush needed maybe. And then monitor. Right, oil change or flush number 2. Looking any better? Is it full of water? Okay, not too bad. A little bit black. Okay, I've just dropped the sump down. Check this out. Oh, that is blocked. So that's the strainer. It's got like a gauze on there. That's the oil pickup, if you like. Now it doesn't really look like there's any like metal shavings in there, so that's good. But there's a lot of carbon and gunk and crap. So I'm very glad that I've dropped the sump off. I'm going to clean all of that out, reseal it, and then give it yet another fresh batch of oil. And we should be good for some miles, fingers crossed. Right, here's the strainer or pickup tube and the engine oil sump pan fully removed. You can see it a bit better now. So it wasn't completely blocked, so it had a little bit of oil feed, but seriously reduced. So we'll clean all that out, and then let's clean all the gunk out this sump while we're here. So this is probably going to be the worst amount of dirt in the whole engine. It's over time going to fall to the bottom and gather in this sump. So we're going to clean all this out now. I'm just scraping some of the, or as much as possible of the sludge out of here to give it a sort of head start. But this is why regular oil changes are important. Even if your car hasn't done many miles, you can get a lot of condensation in there, and that moisture, that water, mixes with oil and just turns it into sludge, blocks everything up and gives you poor lubrication and can give you premature engine wear. Now the problem is as well, it's getting all this rubbish out. I mean, I can get to this and sort of scrape it out, you know, but getting inside all the nooks and crannies of the engine is just not gonna happen. So hopefully that product is gonna work its way through as much as possible and clean it out. But regular oil changes, it won't harm your engine.
Brand new, isn't it?
Oil filter looks brand new, but the oil looks horrible. Odd, isn't it? Right, I know it looks brown, but that's all cleaned out. There's no sludge and carbon and crap in there. And strainer is cleaned and unblocked as well, ready to go back on. Let's do it. Right, so engine is in, it's running, fresh oil and filter and flush. It's running much better. It's still not as perfect as the old one. The idle's a bit high, so I'm going to try and see if I can sort the idle control valve out. And we're awaiting new rear suspension dampers and a new uprated transfer box mount to arrive. We're off-roading tonight, so hopefully it's going to arrive on time. In the meantime, let me show you the effects of a car with no suspension dampers fitted. Okay, so obviously you've got your suspension coil springs that absorbs the bumps, but then to stop it bouncing, That's what the dampers or shocks are for, okay? Otherwise, this can happen. I'm just gonna pull my spare wheel off in front of you. Need some cool tune with that. Bounce, 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 you know, something like that. Marketing team, sort it out. Did they do it? I don't know. So, I've removed the old dampers ready, basically. If the new dampers don't turn up on time, I'm going to have to reinstall the one that hasn't snapped. Reinstalling the one that has snapped is completely pointless, but at least I'll have some dampening on the one side, and hopefully the spring on the other side isn't going to fall out because there's not really much else that holds it in. Yeah, it'll all add to the fun though, won't it? Okay, things have arrived in the nick of time. Is it what we're hoping for? I think this is the parcel I'm hoping for. Come on, Jimny bits. Don't let me down. I'm not a spare tyre. Okie cokes. These look like 2 damper boxes. Just open that, excuse me. Is it an uprated rear damper? Yes, it's a rear damper. I'm not sure if it's an uprated one or not. I'll have to check the part numbers, but that should be, yeah, 48. That should be a 3-inch extended off-road damper to go on the Jimny up here. So we've got a pair of those to go on. I'll fit those now. Nice and easy to fit. A bolt each end, as long as they're not seized in. If they are, just spray it with some, you know, penetrating fluid and work it in and out, and sort of work all the dirt and rust off it. And then that should be our uprated transfer box mount or bracket, and then this is the mounts with the new nuts. Now they're only 10p per nut, but these are a special fine thread, being that the car's Japanese. They don't use your traditional kind of 1.5 pitched thread. They use like 1mm or 1.25. So if you go on the Jimny Bits website, which is where this is from, it automatically added the correct nuts for the mounts. It just put it in the car automatically, in the shopping cart automatically, and it was there ready to rock. So they're only 10p each, and that saves a world of pain later on. Right, get these dampers on the back, shall we? Go there to, there we are, up there. Go get the bolts and grease them up. That is the top one. Top bolts and the bottom bolts are different lengths, so probably ain't getting mixed up. Lots of grease. Helps it screw in nicer, stops it rusting. There we go. The tip is, anything you're installing that has multiple bolts holding it on, get them all started on the threads first loosely, and then tighten them all up. If you tighten the first one, the rest of the bolts and the holes may not be aligned and you'll struggle to get it all together. Grease on that one. Press the damper. There we go. Go in there. I'm struggling to start that one, it's at a funny angle. I think if if I jack this wheel up, then it's going to straighten the bolt and align it with the hole. At the moment, although the holes are lined up like that, side on they're not straight, they're kind of kinked. But I think if I jack up this axle, it's going to change the geometry and hopefully allow me to get it in straight. Go. If it works. Straighter. Show you what I mean. So although it's aligned in the hole, just not quite straight. See, the angle of that is like this, so it's not going straight into there. It's straighter than it was now I've jacked it up. So I'm going to try and put a bit of downwards pressure on this end of the bolt to keep it straight and gently wind it in. I don't want to go too mad, or else we'll just damage the threads on it, and that's going to make it even more difficult then. Go. Yeah, good. There's a little bit of flex in that bush, so the suspension can work properly. So obviously you can see the bolts at a different angle to the damper, but that's now started and winding in nicely. Cool. Okay. New 3-inch higher suspension dampers on. I think we've got to install the optional stickers, haven't we? Shows they're like a performance part. On she goes. So they're on. How did I not know about that? Saw the prop shaft touching there. I think it's received a bit of abuse. To be fair, you can kind of see how that's a weak point, but I think I'll just make a new mount, to be honest. So yeah, just a reminder, if you haven't seen earlier on in the video, this is the transfer box. Okay, so your power comes from your engine through to your gearbox, down this shaft here that spins into this box, which is a transfer box. That then splits the power down that way to the front wheels and down that way to the back wheels. And the mounts that hold it on are these brackets on some rubbers, so it stops like harsh vibration going into the cab and stuff like that. But we have a major problem of this bracket broken, this slapping around, prop shaft smacking into here. Oh dear. Now I thought I was a bit of an animal perhaps that we broke this on the last trip out in it, but I do feel a bit better because from jimnybits.co.uk they do an uprated kit, so that must mean it's a known weak spot, so that makes me feel better, thank you. So rather than the cast alloy thing, we've got a really heavy duty steel one there and one this side to match. We also sell the proper rubber mounts with the nuts as mentioned earlier, and of course all these bolts that come with the brackets. I'm going to get these installed on there now, and it should drive much nicer and be more reliable, so look forward to that. So we'll pop our new rubber mounts in, we've got the hole for the thread to go through, then a little lug that goes in that hole there and just keeps them aligned, stops them twisting. Okay, so I've got the one side removed, that's it, snaps in half. Replacing one side at a time so then the transfer box doesn't want to fall out the car. Here's a closer look at the broken part. Meant to go like that. The rubber mount thread snapped off whilst undoing it, but we got new threads on our new rubber mount, so that's fine. So that one's actually a bit heavier, being that it's steel, but it's stronger too. So we'll do away with the 4 bolts that go in here and use the new bolts that are deliberately shorter. The reason being is you can see the thickness of the old versus the new. It's less material there, so you don't need as long of a bolt. If you use the old bolt, it might be too long and actually bottom out in the transfer box casing, if that makes sense. This being steel, it's stronger, so it doesn't need to be as thick. Okay. Obviously that may raise a few eyebrows, that statement, because it's general knowledge that aluminium is stronger and lighter than steel. Yes and no. If, for example, we had 5 kilos of steel and then 5 kilo aluminium piece, so they weigh the same, there's going to be more strength in the aluminium piece, okay? But if we had an aluminium piece the same thickness and diameter and everything as this, the aluminium would be a lot lighter, because it is, but it doesn't have the strength. So its strength to weight ratio, aluminium is larger and stronger than steel. Does that make sense? But steel, if it was the same size as your aluminium piece, the steel is actually stronger, but also obviously heavier. But for this sort of rugged off-road application, this one is just the job. And the heavy duty transfer box mounts are on as well. Nice and easy upgrades, like it. Well, it's 20 to 2 in the morning, but the Jimny engine is in, oil and filter change and a few other bits, ready to rock, ready for the big start. Thank you to my main man over here, Mikey Archer, over there. So, yeah, you! My old school friend, for his very generous help at this ridiculous hour. But it'll all be worth it for the weekend, isn't that right?
It will be, yeah.
Unless it rains really badly. Hopefully not. Weather's good, isn't it?
Yeah, weather's good.
Weather's good. So hopefully upcoming in this video is some hardcore off-roading clips of us having fun and not crying because the Jimny's broke. But we'll see how that goes. Sadly, we can't fire it up tonight because the battery seems to have had it. It will not charge. So that's a job to sort out tomorrow morning. But stay tuned and enjoy the upcoming vid.
The next morning.
God, say it again. What did you just say?
So what about if it all goes right?
What if it all goes right? Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah. What about if nothing goes wrong?
I've had another idea. I've got an old donor battery that doesn't fit the car, but we're just going to hold the terminals on to fire it up at the time, which is now 20 to 2. That's AM, by the way. And see how it goes. So this is genuine first turn of the key with this new engine that we've bought that's hopefully good. So, yeah. Ready, Mikey? Start over, let's see. You will work properly. You will work properly. That usually fixes it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that'll be good for the weekend now. So, special shout out to jimnybits.co.uk. Thanks for providing really cost effective and easy to install parts and upgrades for this Jimny. I'm sure we'll be back for more. So, for you guys that are viewing, like your off-roaders, I'll drop a link to their website in the description to this vid. Thanks for watching Raptor Customs. Please do click subscribe and continue to watch us over this next 2 videos. We fix our off-road Suzuki Jimny, carry out some more off-road enhancements, and then take it off-road with my nutty friends.